Right, so hello Virginia, thank you for coming along to the last of your interviews. This time you are going to give answers as though you're Kevin. Now I do have a little bit I just wanted to say for the audience, for the viewers, and that is that these are obviously questions that we're asking a character, and so I do accept that these are not questions that you would necessarily ask a little child. I'd like to say this, since we do say how good we are at working with children at Clovis. I would just like you to know that we won't be asking children some of these questions, because it would be a bit inappropriate, quite honestly, especially a child who's had a background quite like Kevin has done. But for the sake of the interview, these are the questions we'll be asking. It's the same format as before, so you will get 5 minutes to answer 8 questions. You have to answer as though you are Kevin, but you don't have to put on like a little boy voice or anything like that. There is a creature beating at the door. You're quite right. That is Orlando. Right, are you ready?
Yes.
Right. Kevin, what is your favourite thing about starting a new school?
I don't really like starting new schools, actually. I've done it quite a lot, and there aren't really very many things I like about it.
So you can't think of a single favourite thing?
I suppose, no, not really.
Right, can you tell me about the moment when you met Alastair?
Yes, he was very nice. And he seems very nice, and he has a really nice garden.
Right. When did you start believing in curses?
Oh, well, everyone said to each other that I was cursed. And after a couple of times of hearing it, I started to realise they were probably right. So, about 5 years ago.
Okay, tell me about something which makes you jump.
I don't like dogs. Dogs make me jump. So Orlando being out there is quite scary. No, I don't like dogs, and they always seem to want to chase after you and jump up at you, and I don't like that at all.
What is a perfect day out for you?
I like going to places that are wild, so outdoorsy, and as many trees as possible. I love climbing trees, but not everyone lets me climb trees. Sometimes when I think that the adults aren't looking, I have a go at climbing them. I never go very far though. I can never manage to get very far on them, but I do love climbing trees. So something that involves tree climbing.
What do you think makes a good parent?
I think a good parent wants to understand me. So I hope that one day I will have a parent who wants to understand me.
How much pocket money is the right amount?
A lot. I think £5 a week.
And finally, you believe in curses, but who do you think it is who curses people?
Something that's not human. I don't think it's a person. I think it's something that singles people out and decides that they should be the ones who are cursed.
Okay, and they are your 8 questions. So thank you very much, Virginia. You are well within your time this time. So we're finishing with 1 minute and 44 seconds remaining. But Kevin seems a lot less verbose than Alastair and Jilly.
Yeah, I think he is though.
Okay.
I think he's more sort of, especially since you're a stranger to him. you know.
Yes, but we did qualify that we were talking like as the character. Obviously, you wouldn't ask a child like Kevin about the curses things, but it's quite interesting for your readers to get a bit of background information. Like the fact that he doesn't think it's a human being who curses someone is quite interesting. So he obviously thinks it's not been a human being who has cursed him at some point. It's just something that you're born with.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
or singled out later. It's not necessarily been born with it, but yes, I think he thinks that after certain events, it didn't add up unless he was cursed.
Okay. Well, that was really interesting. Very quick, that one, but very interesting.
I was determined to be within my time
You were
limit.
well within your time limits. We could have actually had a little more detail. But this was the last of your series of 4 interviews. Which one did you find easiest?
Of the characters.
Of all of them.
Well, I think the easiest one was probably the first one where I just got to be me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that wasn't the one where we had to skip a question then.
No, I think, was that not Jilly?
No, it wasn't Jilly, I don't think.
I thought it was Jilly's song.
Alright,
Yeah.
okay. But no, it's been really a pleasure getting to know a bit more about you and your characters. It's very strong on its characters, that book, and as we're seeing more of the reviews coming in, we're getting a real feel for that strength of character development. So has this helped, or has this just allowed you to express something that was already there?
I think I usually have an idea of like backstory and even further back story and, you know, random events that happened and seem totally not related to stories. So it's been quite nice to be able to air some of those and kind of share them with the readers.
Yes.
That's been good.
Well, I have thoroughly enjoyed it too. We will call it a day there because we have Orlando hammering at the door. And yes, thank you very much, Virginia, for
Thank you.
4 splendid interviews. Bye!